It's only January, but the gaming year is already heating up as more and more new games keep getting announced. This week, we've got 6 new Switch games for you and 1 super big, super juicy tease. What's going on, everybody? It's Zach from SwitchForce, and the flood has not stopped. We've seen a good lineup of games getting announced since the year began, and this time is no different. 5 are brand new announcements. 1 is a release date update, and then we got that juicy tease that we'll get to a little later in the video.
Yes, the year has started off very strong with releases like New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe, Travis Strikes Again, and a lot of other indie stuff. But Zach, games cannot stop coming. The Nintendo Switch has 1,000 games on it, and maybe by the end of this year there'll be 1,000 more. And today we're going to talk about a few that are coming pretty soon.
Yes, indeed. And some genres, Gabe, that I know you have a particular relationship with. The first game here is City of Brass. It is a roguelite adventure, but it's first person. It's set in an Arabian Nights themed world, and it is from developers who made BioShock. So hopefully that outweighs your roguelite Burnout.
Yeah, anything that had anything to do with people that made BioShock at one point, I'll give it a chance because they've done such great things in the past. I love the Arabian Nights theme of this one. We don't see that enough in video games. It is unique, and the gameplay looks really fun. That double-handed combat that you see in BioShock, it kind of makes its way over here with the procedurally generated elements of a roguelike. I don't know. I might give this one a try, even though the genre isn't my thing.
Yeah, and they're doing what I think is a very smart tactic for indie devs, which is you announce on Switch, you build hype for a few weeks, and then you unleash that momentum into hopefully successful sales with a soon after release date. We've got this game coming out on February the 8th. Now, it was previously available on other platforms, and I unfortunately have to tell you, Gabe, that it scored in the 60s, so it wasn't so beloved. They do say that the Switch version will have a myriad of enhancements made to the game since its initial launch, including new relics, weapons, enemies, and various quality of life improvements, so perhaps they can pick up a few points this time around, because it does look cool, and the BioShock pedigree does pique my interest, but those scores have me slightly concerned, and I'll be interested to see what they do price-wise here on Switch.
Yeah, I agree with you.
All right, let's go to something everybody loves. Power Rangers. Battle for the Grid is bringing fighting action to the Power Rangers series and to the Nintendo Switch in April. This is a $20 package that will be providing a lot of Go-Go Power Rangers action. They have a mobile game that is pretty darn popular. They had their live-action movie, and now they are bringing a new game to the Switch eShop.
Yeah, Zach, this instantly made me think of a game on Super Nintendo where it was still a fighting game and it was Power Rangers, but you fought with the Zords. Did you ever play that?
Yes, I did. It actually was pretty solid. I remember my specific memory is I went to a friend's house and played it on Sega Genesis, and it was one of my first Genesis experiences.
Interesting that we both remember that in game, but hey, Power Rangers is still cool, right? I mean, I'm surprised that the franchise is still popular. I mean,
breeding, yeah.
Clearly, we're a lot older than the target audience, but I mean, I have an affinity and nostalgia for the actual Rangers that they're using in this one.
Yeah, so it is coming to PS4 and Xbox One and PC, but it will be on Switch, and hopefully it's day and date. If this is your kind of thing, we got Mortal Kombat 11, we got Power Rangers Battle for the Grid. Seems like it is going to be a fighting-filled year on Nintendo's hybrid. All right, let's go to Defense Grid 2 getting a surprise announcement coming out in February. Defense Grid is a pretty cool and very well scored tower defense series. The initial release of Defense Grid 2 was in 2014, so this is a bit older, but it is going to bring the base game plus 5 mission expansion Defense Grid 2 Aftermath, which was previously only available in VR, I guess, and now they are bringing it to Switch, and it allows you to play co-op with split Joy-Con, and I love tower defense. I was a little bit let down by Pixel Monsters 2. I didn't feel like it captured the charm of the original, so perhaps this is something that will get me back into the genre on Switch. It's just a genre video, I guess, this week, right?
Yeah.
It's $20 releasing on February 7th.
Yeah, this one has a little bit more like story elements to go along with the tower defense style gameplay that I also used to love. I don't know what happened to those games. Maybe it's gonna be similar to what like Rolex did, where like, hey, they're like really popular for a while, then they'll kind of like fade, and every once in a while we'll see a cool one. But this one is tested as far as quality goes, and I'm glad it's on the platform, even though I might not play it.
Yeah, it scored high 7s, low 8s when it did initially release in 2014, so decent scores. I know they're mobile games, but I wish that the Kingdom Rush franchise would come to Switch. I think that'd be super fun. That's been my favorite tower defense series in the last decade. Gabe, we've reached the game that I know you are most excited to discuss. Man. I'm just going to let you carry this one. I'm going to let you take it away.
Oh, man. I can't believe that this game exists still on Nintendo Switch. We've had it for the last couple of years. RBI Baseball 19 coming to our favorite hybrid platform. Zach, why are they making these? I can't believe it. Because the first one was like trash. The second one was recycled trash, maybe. And we're getting one more, so I guess they do well enough. But yeah, we cannot get away. This is an arcade-style baseball game in which players compete with Major League Baseball players and teams. Players can pitch, field, or bat, and participate in various game modes, such as season, franchise, and the home run derby. Zach. Zach. Hey. Why?
There will always be games of extreme mediocre quality, but Gabe, I'm going to give you the optimist perspective. RBI Baseball 17 launched on Nintendo Switch in, of course, 2017 with a Metacritic of 38. RBI Baseball 18 launched in 2018 on Nintendo Switch. Metacritic 51. So, by mathematical calculations, this game should score a 64. They're getting 13 points better year by year. So, by the year 2021, we're going to have a game that is sitting at a 90.
Okay. All right.
Probably not. These are very poorly made. I'm not quite sure why they continue, but hey, poor review scores has not stopped games in the past from A, being made, and 2, being sold. So there's the potential that these things just continue to sell decently well as sort of the only real baseball experience and opportunity on the platform. It would kind of make sense. I'm sure if we got sort of a budget tier football game, that would also probably perform well given the millions and millions of consoles out there and the hunger for diversity and third-party experiences. Not one that probably is recommendable, but one that is coming. And I'm curious to see how many years this franchise goes. Does it last the length of the Switch? That would be pretty darn funny.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the tease. Let's get into the tease. Let's give you the dirty details on Darksiders possibly coming to Switch. Now, this is something that I thought would have happened a while ago, especially as they brought back Darksiders 3, THQ Nordic getting back into the franchise and trying to revitalize a pretty cool IP. Now, nothing has been announced and nothing has come to the Switch, but when asked about a trip to the Nintendo Switch on Twitter, the Darksiders official page responded, perhaps. They were discussing sort of a 10-year look at War in 2009 to 2019, taking it from the original release all the way to Darksiders 3 and saying, where will he go next? And someone said Nintendo Switch, and they said perhaps. So I think bringing the remastered editions of Darksiders 1 and 2 to Switch would be very fitting. I mean, we're getting Saints Row the Third, so why the heck not? I don't have any real desire for 3 on Switch, but I know a lot of people do. Gabe, would you prefer them bringing the original 2 remastered or the new third entry?
I will save you some trouble and just say the first one. Only the first one.
Nice.
It is a grown-up Zelda, and I don't really like saying that, but that's just kind of how reviewers mentioned.
A mature-rated Zelda.
Yeah, it's a mature-rated Zelda because Zelda's already pretty grown-up. I love Zelda. It's my favorite franchise of all time. But Darksiders 1, the original, is really, really good. The combat's not anywhere near as good as any Zelda, but the platforming and the dungeons in it are super, super cool. The boss battles are really epic. I have genuine love for the original Darksiders. The other ones, not so much. I played some of Darksiders 2, never touched Darksiders 3, so I just kind of want the first one. If they can make that alone happen, I think it could be really successful on Switch.
Yeah, I think they're fun titles, and if they price them appropriately, $15 to $20, I think they're definitely worth picking up. And I went back and recently played them in preparation for Darksiders 3, and they still hold up. Not incredibly well, but well enough, and the graphical adjustments of the remade editions, the War Mastered edition, it looks good, and it would look totally fine on Switch. I feel like a lot of people would like 3 just to try something new, and maybe that is the better bet to bring that over and try to give that game another chance. I feel like it just kind of came not with a bang but a whimper, and it really did not impress me when I played it over on PlayStation 4. But hey, we'll keep you posted. It does sound like this is something that they'd like to make happen. You got the first 2 games on Wii U, so they have familiarity working with Nintendo, and I would feel like they probably want to give this series a little more exposure and try to get some more sales out of it. Let's go to our release date update here, Gabe, which is for Super Dragon Ball Heroes World Mission. It is now coming to Switch on April the 5th. It is a card battler that includes 350 characters spanning the entire series from Dragon Ball to Z to GT to Super. Also includes some original characters, online and local one-on-one multiplayer matches. I haven't heard a lot about this one, but card game plus DBZ, it definitely piques my interest.
There was a card game for DBZ a long time ago. I don't know if it still exists. It was just a regular old trading card game back when I used to be really hardcore into Digimon and Pokemon cards. Mm-hmm. But yeah, having this being localized and coming to America is really cool. I like Dragon Ball in general. I want to go see that movie this weekend if I can. Broly, it's an exciting one. But I think I'm kind of excited for this game, honestly, Zach. It's a little expensive. When I saw the price, I was like, whoa, I thought it was going to be like either really cheap or like free to play, but nope, it's up there. And if you're unfamiliar with Dragon Ball Heroes, it is like this like alternate thing where there's an amalgamation of everything that's ever happened, and that's why you see characters that are not canon, like, you know, Super Saiyan 4 Goku, that's completely separate. They have gone ahead and said that is not part of the timeline that is currently with Dragon Ball Super, but Heroes brings it all together, and it meshes it up, and I think that's really cool.
Yeah, this brings me way back, because I was really into collectible card games, really into Pokemon, as you mentioned, and really into DBZ. I have so many decks sitting somewhere in a box. In fact, one time I remember getting my entire family to go buy decks from GameStop to try and have like family battles. So we all picked, heroes or villains, and then got who we got and traded them around. We never actually played. I mean, me and Jake did a lot, but my parents never played with us. But we did try, and I had plenty of really cool cards and played the game with Jake plenty of times. So I don't think this is going to be super related to the mechanics of that like official card game, but if it's cool, I definitely would like to see. But yeah, the price does have me a little bit concerned. We'll find out in a couple of months. All right, the last game on our list today is called Dismantle, and it's stated as an action RPG in an open world where you ruin everything.
Hey, they made a game about my life. No, I'm joking there, clearly, but this one seems kind of cool. There's crafting. It's a post-apocalyptic game. You get to explore the world. You don't always have to fight, Zach. You can also just run away.
Hey.
I don't know. It looks kind of cool.
It honestly looks like Fortnite, like the style of Fortnite, taken into like a zombie apocalypse experience. Now, as you can probably see, it is top-down, which always brings about concerns of quality, but they do ensure you, Gabe, that you will be able to break over 99% of all objects. Over 99%, only less than 1% of this world will be left standing once you dismantle it and ruin absolutely everything. It could be cool. There's always a chance that these games turn out right. This is from developer 10 Tons, and it's also coming to Xbox One, PS4, and Steam. No release date set as of yet, but I would venture to say like the trailer looks pretty fleshed out, so I'm guessing it's going to hit sometime this year.
Yeah, get some State of Decay vibes there a little bit, conceptually, and I really like the original State of Decay. I haven't played the second one, but if that's anywhere near as good as that, I'll be on board.
All right, so we got City of Brass, Power Rangers Battle for the Grid, we've got R.B.I Baseball 19. We've got Defense Grid 2. We've got Super Dragon Ball Heroes World Mission. And we have Dismantle plus the tease of Darksiders, one of them, coming to Nintendo Switch. And you might infer that it is Gabe's desired first one, given that it referenced war. What's your pick of this bunch?
Dragon Ball. I'm like legit kind of excited to give that a go. I know it's just like being localized. You can, if you want to, you can go see a ton of gameplay for the game out there because it exists, but it's just not gonna be in English. So yeah. Or Zach, I'm gonna do this. just really hardcore childhood. Like, I can go Dragon Ball and Power Rangers.
There you go. Bringing it way back to two franchises that somehow still have a hold. I mean, obviously Dragon Ball more than Power Rangers, but pretty crazy that these things still exist in a fandom capacity like that. I'm going to say Defense Grid 2. I think that is probably the highest quality game on the list. But honestly, I'm most excited to see what happens with Darksiders, because after dabbling in Darksiders 1 and 2, I wanted to complete them. I just didn't have the time, and then 3 came out, and I wanted to get into that, and that kind of left a sour taste on my gums. But if they could bring back another Darksiders, that is something that I would want to experience on Switch, or at least I think I would. And we'll see how far I get. So I'm going to go a little fingers crossed on the THQ Nordic side, and then, yeah, Defense Grid 2. I mean, City of Brass, like, with the enhancements, it could be good. Bioshock's my favorite franchise of all time, so we'll have to see. But let us know in the comments down below which of these games you are most excited for, and how you feel about RBI Baseball 19 being extended, getting a new contract, and coming once again. In the meantime, everybody, thanks so much for watching. Make sure to hit that like button if you enjoy the video. It helps us out a lot, and let us know what you're pumped for in the comments. You can follow us on Twitter, twitter.com/theswitchforce. We got a link in the description below, and you can subscribe, hit that notification bell, and be ready for every exciting new week of Switch games that we bring your way. In the meantime, though, for myself and Gabe, thanks so much for watching. Have a fantastic day. SwitchForce out.